We've talked a lot about cryptocurrencies today. NFTs are also tokens on the same technology, the same blockchains. The difference being here, you're talking about assets which are non-fungible. NFT is non-fungible token. What it means is each unit is discrete. Each unit is independently identifiable. So the first one and the second one, I mean, they don't look the same, they don't feel the same. So it's in a way, the way crypto would be an equivalent of money, an NFT could be the equivalent of your house, right, which is an asset. So, I mean, many times what happens is, as a consequence, people end up comparing the two. I think they are two different components of the same blockchain ecosystem, but have very different users as a consequence. Now you have a house which is residential, whereas you have money which is to make payments. And those differences we'll talk more about as the session progresses. But would love to, I'm sure everybody's got this question many, many times in many sessions.
No, and I'd love to get all of your take on it. I mean, there's a question around, again, whether it's a speculative asset. I mean, we know from Big B to Salman Khan, Sonu Sood, you know, they've seen phenomenal response to their NFT collections. But is it still something that's limited to a select few, to the inner circle? What about an artist who just, you know, a regular artist or creative person who also wants to use these tokens? What is the kind of opportunity for them?
Obviously, it's not restricted to a celebrity because most of the NFTs out there has been launched by people who have been a nobody before, right? And they've shot to fame thanks to NFT. Like even with people or when he just started, he said a guy from Thailand just took a selfie and then he made $1 million, right? So it is pretty much open to anyone because it's decentralized. Anyone can go ahead and launch NFTs. And if your content is interesting enough and what you create is interesting enough and it makes value, NFTs really do well for them. And it's been the same in India and across the globe as well. Yeah.
So why are there still questions around its speculative nature? Why are there still questions about whether or not it's a risk or these are real returns?
So I think it's definitely a condition where you need to figure out what is the underlying asset is. So if the underlying asset is something that is very safe and secure, then I think it is less risky. If underlying asset is just an image or just a graphical or an illustration that a person has drawn in the morning and in the evening he's trying to sell it, so it becomes a risky asset. So it depends on the asset to asset, which is actually being mapped to the NFTs. Overall, I believe that people who are calling the NFTs as a speculations and a fad, maybe because they don't understand the value and what is the core value that brings in. So I can give you one core example how it is important and why it is valuable to have an NFT. For example, let's say somebody is selling an ebook, right? You can sell an ebook on a website very easily using WordPress and you start selling it. But once you sell an ebook and you get your money back in your bank account, let's say a person who has received the ebook says that, I don't like it, I want my money back. He just called the bank and say that, I did not make the transaction, I want my money back. Of course, the bank will favor the buyers. They will get the money back, give the money back to the buyer, and you will say that, okay, I want my ebook back. But what will you do with the ebook? Ebook has already been copied 1,000 times, and the digital asset copy is exactly same as the original one. Now, even if you get your ebook back, there is no value. So you cannot reverse that value, but the buyer can reverse the transaction easily. Now, think about this same thing in the NFTs. If you're selling an ebook as an NFT, and if you have sold an ebook as an NFT, you got your money in the crypto form in your wallet, and if somebody says, I don't like the ebook, I just want my money back, no, there is no possible way to reverse the transaction. So whenever you're selling a digital asset, either in sports or in any celebrities or any digital asset you want to sell, or open source code or license or a virtual or even a recording of this session, if you want to sell, then there is no way to reverse the transaction because the copy of the digital asset is exactly same as the original one. Hence, there is no concept of reversing the digital transaction. So this makes a lot of value. So if you look closely, lot of people sitting out there right now have a lot of assets in the digital form, either your YouTube video or Instagram profile or a Facebook share. All of us has these kind of digital assets. So if you want to sell those assets, the only way to do the safe transaction is the NFTs. Otherwise, there is no possible way. You will always be at risk. So I think that's why it is not a fad. There is no, some speculation around this.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.